Okay, this is my 1cc run of Blue Revolver, double action, normal mode. This is not any kind of skillful replay or commentary. This is more intended as a reflection of my current skills, which is very low, and hopefully something that can help other low skill players who are maybe like struggling a little bit to get the clear. I'll go over for those watching who haven't played Blue Revolver. It's a great game. I really had a lot of fun. I'm originally bounced off of it in the same way that I kind of bounced off of Crimson Clover, which is another one of my favorite shmups. The art style didn't really gel with me for some reason, even though it really should, you know, on the surface. And I struggled with bullet visibility and stuff, but after changing the bullet visibility in the settings, kind of adjusting the brightness, it's got so many options for bullet visibility. I mean, like, let's just go in here. It's got, I think it's under what legibility. It's got so many options, and I found that the alternate bullet colors, even though I don't really like them as much, like aesthetically, I don't think they look quite as nice. I think it helped a great deal, and also just watching a lot of replays, watching some reviews, figuring out like how the mechanics, you know, basic mechanics of the game work. So if you ask me any of these complicated things, you ask me what a zero flourish is, no clue. Hands in the air, you can't see me. Hands in the air, nope, no clue. But I do know like the basic mechanics, so maybe we'll go over some of those when we go over the replay. I think there are three ships, and each one has several different like weapon types. I think that there's one in particular, May's Vortex barrier ability build, whatever, allows you to block incoming bullets. So it helps quite a bit if you manage your resources well. And there are a few basic skills you should pick up, maybe like in firing in practice. I think particularly the stage 3 and 4 bosses, getting like some tap dodging down will really help. I think like the game really helps provide tap dodging. But I think other than that, I think like resource management is sort of the key thing. Let's see. Okay, yeah, this is the all clear from yesterday. It's very low scoring, as I said, like Vortex barrier. It's not really lighting the world on fire. But it took me about 14 hours. Let me just, before I start the run, let me just check again. So I'm a little paranoid with the. Let me turn the volume slightly down on the music, even though the music's really good. It probably wouldn't normally be my jam, but like in the context of the game, I really like it. And in it, like this like menu music is perfect. Anyway, here's the run. So yeah, let's go. Okay. So the first stage on this difficulty, not really much problem. I'll just sort of explain. So you can see on the left hand side you've got your player stocks, your lives. You've got your bomb. Bombs give you iframes and cancel bullets, and turn bullets into like you see those little bombs, the weapon ammunition. It turns bullets into weapon into weapon stocks, which in the case of the build that I'm running is really helpful, as I said, for cancelling bullets. There's also a break mechanic, which if you break certain parts of bosses and mini bosses in a specific order and in a specific time frame, you get a scoring bonus. This game also has rank, so you can see the difficulty level on the right, top right. So the more you score and the better you do, the harder the game gets in theory. But this is normal mode, so it's capped at level 2. So not too big of a deal here. Yeah, and the way that the game looks really ended up growing on me. I think just turning the saturation down a little bit and the brightness down really helped. I like the character designs are really cool. This track is a remixed version of the normal boss track. I just picked it because I didn't want to get too tired of like hearing the same boss music over and over again, and thankfully they've got like an alternate soundtrack. So anyway, here not too much to comment on with this first boss. It's like pretty simple, not anything too crazy. When I am using the flourish, the weapon, the weapon special weapon, it's mainly just to speed things up. You can see it does a good deal of damage compared to the regular shot. I should say the regular shot, I also turned down the visibility on. There's like an option to make the bullets pretty much transparent, or at least like turn down the opacity a little bit, and that helps a lot with visibility, which I needed. Stage 2 pretty much same as stage 1 in terms of like the pre-boss level being like pretty easy on normal mode. Nothing like too crazy. These first 2 stages are a lot more fun when you're running a build other than the Vortex barrier, because I think, at least for me, like you get to engage a lot more with the scoring mechanic, which is I hope I'm getting this right. You'll see there you got like a little chain, a little flourish meter there at the top left. And basically, when you use your special weapon to destroy enemies with that active, it acts as like a multiplier. And you collect little gold medals, and those that's your score. I think there I got a break. I destroyed the parts in the correct order, in the correct time. I could be getting the details a bit wrong, but this is my general understanding. I'm also not the clearest speaker, so I apologize. For some reason, I was doing this run like before bed at like 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the morning each day. It's like a pre-bed thing, and I really didn't expect this to be the run. I would normally just run through practice stage 3 and 4, and maybe like the boss rush stage of stage 5 a little bit, and then just go into a full run. I really love the variety of modes in this game mode too, in this game in general. Yeah, so this, you can see I'm using the void, the vortex barrier, like quite a bit here. I kind of get like a little nervous with like that middle section. Yeah, as well. I'm about to run out of bullets and I'll bomb, and you see there I'm bombing and I'm getting quite a bit more ammo. I don't really even need to really engage all too much with the pattern, which like isn't the most fun thing maybe, but it's also if we're going for the clear, you know, you want to maximize your resources and try to minimize chances of dying. Yeah, more vortex barrier stuff. Yeah, that's going to be a really common theme, the vortex barrier, just really helping us out. And now we're entering stage 3 with 4 stocks. Pretty good going. I like stage 3 a lot. The music's also pretty good. As I said, the music in the whole game is really, really a lot of fun. Especially in the context of the game. I find there's a lot more to engage with in stage 3 on normal difficulty. In general, I found this a good step up from the novice clear in Crimson Clover, which I got last year, a few months ago. I'm really new to shmups, I should say. I got into shmups through the UFO 50 Star Wasper game, and I just really like chased that one CC. I really like that game, and I love like UFO 50 is one of my favorite games of all time. This is a really cool mini boss. So if you get I believe it's conditional on getting all of destroying everything on the ship. But if you destroy everything on the ship, you get a 1-up. So I'm just trying to break everything here. Also, I should say, I should have said this at the beginning, but like standard shmup stuff, you're like rewarded for scoring with extends. As you can see there, the extend bar's filling up in the top right, second row. Yeah, there we go. There's the 1-up. So now we're on 5 stocks. Heading into the final parts of stage 3, which I was pretty happy with. So this part, there's a little percentage meter at the top, and I learned this from watching some replays. If you get, I think it's above 80 or 85%, I can't remember, destruction, you get a break, so a score bonus. I don't get the score bonus yet, spoiler. I did go for it though. I just didn't destroy stuff quick enough. I think I'd probably have a lot easier time, you know, if I wasn't using the vortex barrier. But I think, I mean, it's also a skill issue. So, but for me personally, when I've done, I think I've gotten it like once or twice in my other runs with like D and Val, or May on a different weapon. Was that an autobomb? I think that might have been. Regular mode, the normal mode has an autobomb feature. It does encourage you to regular bomb though, because I don't think you get as many weapon stock from bullets, or maybe none at all, and it also uses all of your bombs. So this is one of the first bosses. So this pattern here, it's yeah, basically just, it's aimed, so you just need to go left to right a little bit. There's a pattern coming up. So yeah, this is also pretty tame, this part. I had this part down just from practicing it in the practice mode quite a bit. It looks like simple, and it is, but for me it was a little bit difficult to get down. This pattern is very fun to dodge, but I wasn't really going to be doing much with it here because I mess up a lot in the firing range. So I'm just like using Vortex barrier as much as possible, bomb to get more ammo, and just trying to deal as much damage as I can. But yeah, it is a very fun pattern to do, to dodge in firing range, in training mode. So here you destroy the little purple guys, and those fire those horizontal shots, which can become a real nightmare for me if I don't destroy at least the ones on the left. Now here the robot comes after you, and you have to sort of weave through. I'm normally going for those pink things at the top to try get them to stop shooting less vertical fire, so I can weave through a bit easier. But there we got through 6 stocks. So at this point I was thinking, oh, is this going to be the run? But still, it was like we still have stage 4 and 5 to go, and those are the tough ones for me. I think this is where we start getting a little bit more hairy gameplay. Yeah, that's like space junk, I think people have called it when I've watched replays. Those little self-destructing bits here. Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of panic bombing in this stage. Spoiler. But we're out of bombs right now, so, and we're out of ammo, so it's pretty much trying to survive here, but it's not too bad at the moment. Okay, now it gets a little hairy again. Make it through. I probably should have taken the stuff out on the left, but we got a little lucky there and weaved through. Yeah, I think stage 4 is a lot of fun. I find it a lot like my thumbs. I can feel my left thumb because I'm playing on an M30 8-bit duo M30, which actually I didn't get for the shmups. I just got for because I thought it'd be cool for fighting games, and actually didn't end up using it much for fighting games, and using it more for UFO 50 a lot last year, and then shmups when I got into them. So I got really lucky with that. Having to have like the most recommended pad for shmups at the moment. Holding it right now. I love this thing. But anyway, my thumb gets quite a bit. I can feel the stage in my thumbs. One of the big things for me I've experienced playing shmups over the past few months is like noticing the way that games change, the feeling of playing the games changes in my fingers. Like the last few months, like at the beginning I'd be doing a lot of continuous motions, whereas like I feel the more hairy pattern here. Still managing not to hold. Like I think we might lose a stock here. Oh no. Maybe here. No. Yeah, there we go. We got caught. Like I immediately bombed. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna. I need 100% weapon stocks. But now, like, I think a lot more discreet sort of tapping involves, which I don't know if that's like what I should be doing more of, but like it just seems to have evolved that way. Okay, now here is like basically the tap dodging exam of the game. Like just basically, you can ignore the red bullets. I learned, because at first like I'd get caught by them, but if I just tap dodge at like a consistent pace from left to right, I noticed at least in normal mode you don't really get clipped by those red bullets. At least like that was the case for me. And there I got clipped once. So, but I was pretty much ignoring the red bullets. This pattern I feel like takes forever. So. And I did end up, I failed the exam here, bad student. Yeah, I feel like I get flustered with this boss. It's really sort of like a claustrophobic experience. Yeah, this pattern at the beginning is pretty tame, but I think I try to speed things up and also didn't want to risk losing more stocks, so I Vortex barrier. Here's like another one that's pretty like another, I think it's like basically like a tap dodging exam part 2. But the green bullets I think are a little more of a problem here. I think I got lucky not getting hit. I'm not sure. The last big phase here that you have to really worry about on this difficulty, I'm just trying to get through it as quickly as possible. Bomb there. Got the break. Here the bullets come inwards. They get sucked inwards by the boss. I think maybe this is the pattern looks more gnarly, I think, in hyper and parallel modes, but I don't think at this rank it's really much of a problem. At this point, like when I was practicing, I would just like restart the battle when it got to that phase, because I knew it was I was pretty much okay with it once the direction changed. And now stage 5, this is where things get really hairy. We're going to need a lot of those stocks. But also, like, maybe, I don't know what, like, stage 4 and 5 are probably the most fun stages. Although I like the stage 3 boss the most, I think. Stage 3 and final boss, I think, are the most fun. At least in regular mode. Yeah, panic bomb there. But I think that was the right call, I think. Okay, one of many mid-bosses. Is it still a mid-boss if there's many of them? I think it is. Yeah, so this mid-boss is fine. I like how each phase of the bosses and mid-bosses have names, and this one's Keyhole, because I guess it's like performing keyhole surgery, I'm not sure. Maybe it just looks like a keyhole, but it like feels like performing keyhole surgery, I don't know. I've never performed keyhole surgery, so just have to imagine. Yeah, I got lucky not getting clipped by one of those red bullets over there. Ooh. Yeah, it's so hard not to get hype in this stage. Yeah, you can see my dodges are getting like really frantic here because I'm out of resources. This boss confuses me, and I'll explain why in a moment. Okay, I died there. Okay, so I destroyed those little pieces, and then I destroy. Does that count as a destruction of the piece on the right side? I'm not sure. And then I got auto bombed there. I was getting really flustered at this point. Like, I'm never quite sure. Like here, I'm like, what do I need to destroy more of? I guess those little, now that I can see on the replay, those little eyes on the side. Because yeah, I was just like hoping, like where am I supposed to be shooting? I'm not sure. Now I guess I can see it much clearly. I had my eyes much lower down on the screen when I was playing. Yeah, I lost another stock there. And this is where it gets hype. This is where it gets hype. Got clipped. Yeah, I probably should have been using the Vortex barrier a bit more. At this point, I really didn't think I was going to be making it. But I guess you just got to keep playing at this point. This guy especially is one I normally lose a bunch of stocks to. And there's one. I think I might bomb soon. Yeah, I could sort of feel. Not so much because I was panicking, but more because I needed the ammo. I don't know how I didn't get clipped by those green bullets. I guess that shows you the size of the hitbox, because that was like a miracle. I should note the final boss has a bomb shield, so they become invulnerable if you bomb. I'm not sure if it still triggers on auto bomb, and I'm not sure when it like goes away. I know it's there at the first phase. And they become like invulnerable for a few seconds after you bomb. But yeah, this will just basically be resource management again. Beyond like the basic dodging, I think. At this point, we just have to really lock in. Yeah, I really wasn't expecting on this run, but now I think I was starting to believe around this point. Yeah, this pattern's really fun. Auto bomb. Yeah, I got clipped there. I don't know why I wasn't at this stage. I don't think I've practiced it quite enough, and I think I was panicking. I'm not sure whether or not to focus fire or just regular fire, so I panic bombed there. I'm just gonna I think spam Vortex barrier from here on. But I really started to believe now, knowing I got the extend. At this point, it was just like, how many stocks am I going to finish with? because I didn't think there was anything too crazy coming up. Yeah, no bombs. Well, one bomb, no special left. And that's the run. I had to go to sleep after this, and I was just feeling like I was really feeling the buzz. I don't know if I have to press anything now. Yeah, I guess that's the run. Yeah, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Sorry for rambling so much. I guess there's just a lot to say about this game. I might do more run commentaries in the future. I know I was going to do one for Star Whisper, but then just didn't end up doing it for whatever reason. I've got that Crimson Clover run still. I think I'll commentate that one because that one was pretty dramatic. But I think I need to sort of get back into it and play a few more runs so I can get reacquainted with it. But yeah, that was the 1cc run. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you again for whatever I upload next time. Bye.